Jacob, can you close your hand for the cameras and everything?
Yep, we're good.
It works.
Yep.
No, how are you feeling these couple weeks off?
I'm feeling good. I actually feel 100% going into this week of practice. It was a good week to have a bye week last week. I got a lot of mental reps and some reps with a little bit of a pitch count, but it was good to have a little bit of rest and feel 100% going into this week.
Well, just being able to claim that starting spot, and it's something I'm sure you've been thinking about for probably over a year now, since you knew you'd probably be behind Jason for the year there, but just being able to make it your own and put your own stamp on it. How do you think it's gone these first couple weeks?
Yeah, obviously there's things I could have done better both weeks, but going into this next week, I'm really just focused on amping up preparation, just trying to get better each week, and then also just trying to be the best leader I can be going forward. I think that there's more I can do. There's more of a stamp that I can put on this offense the rest of the year.
Being a quarterback is not new to you, but being a leader maybe this level is. So what have you learned about yourself as a leader from who you were in high school or middle school to right now?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Just going forward, I guess last week we didn't start offensively as well as we could have. We scored a touchdown and then had 4 straight 3 and outs. So when we got into halftime, it was really look in the mirror time, and we need to get rolling on offense. So I was proud of how our team did, just reflecting in the locker room at halftime and figuring out what we needed to do in the second half to go score points.
But some people say that teams come out flat when they don't successfully execute, right? Others can say, well, that was just good defense. Do you know when your team is coming out flat, or is it just in real time you're like, for some reason we're not shedding blocks, we're not creating space in the secondary? Like, what is it that tells you either it's the good defense or we're just not out here to play right now?
We have so many good football players on our offense that it feels like every single time it's because of what we're doing. Lack of execution, lack of focus, because we have guys that are going to make the plays. So it's really just knowing that we're not executing to our standard, and that's all that issue was.
You didn't play for a few years. Whether you play the one game, a couple series of Minnesota, yep, and then you sit a year at Minnesota, you sit a year here. Just what's it like jumping back into really your first live action football since your senior year of high school?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's been a long road. Obviously, I was back up in Minnesota and then went through a couple of injuries there, and was behind some really good quarterbacks there. And then when I got here, obviously I was behind Jason, who was a really good quarterback for us. But it's just, I love the game. I could have stopped playing. I could have graduated and got into coaching or done something else, but I love the game and I wanted to keep playing. So I really, honestly, just had a lot of fun with it.
That's 3 years at Minnesota, 1 here, and you're a redshirt sophomore. That's a lot of school. How close are you? Are you graduated with anything
I
yet?
think that is slightly inaccurate.
Okay.
I graduated at the end of this semester, lost some credits when I transferred from Minnesota, but have this year and 1 more year of eligibility. So I'll get out of here with MBA and a couple degrees. So.
Jacob, can you talk about that last game? Pretty unique situation to kind of gut it out as long as you could. Can you describe what it was like? Did you feel like you were just losing your ability to perform, or what was it?
Yeah, I have never had a feeling like that before. I just had my arm started spasming a little bit, and then I was in for a couple plays, and then after one of the throws, it just like my hand completely locked up and I couldn't really get it open and had some spasms going on. It was something I really wish I could have fought through and continued to finish that drive, but obviously I was unable to.
And Todric, these comebacks, they're not capable of happening without defense stepping up the way you guys. So what sort of adjustments did you guys make in the second half that you're hoping to use against Utah State?
None. It was gut check time. It was just for us to see who we were as a team and us to make the plays that we know we can make every day.
What's it take to start out that way? We talked about the week before, you guys finishing games and trying to get that, and then you don't start the game really. First play goes for a touchdown. Just what's it going to take to get all 4 quarters together for this guy?
Really just us executing at the highest level that we know we can do, us applying what the coaches call, getting the calls in, getting lined up faster, and just being us on a daily basis. And, we work every day at practice, and we get the calls perfect in practice. So it's just formulating practice to the games.
How have you seen that secondary grow? Because it's a whole new batch of guys back there, and you had some really good ones apart.
Really, it's the same group of guys. We were just under a great group of guys that were ahead of us the years before. PJ is a guy, he's older than me, but we both been on the field together for a long time, growing together, so we know how we both play. And then we got a bunch of new pieces in the corner room, in the nickel room, and those guys are ballers all around as well. So it's been really fun getting to play with those guys.
Todric, obviously you've gotten to know Coach Beard pretty well. Right? He's a defensive guy at his heart. But what's it like watching him interact with the offense? Is he as intense with them as he is with the defense? I mean, how does that dynamic work?
Probably even more intense with the offense than the defense, because as Jacob said earlier, there's a lot of great ball players over there, and really everybody's a family on the team. So most of those guys got to know him well over the time that he was recruiting them. So it's really just been fun, everybody coming together and gelling more this year.
Jacob, I guess same question to you. What's it like you're seeing Coach Beard go from maybe a defensive guy into like, hey, everybody's got to be on the same page, and we're going to get it done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, you guys know Coach Beard's a great leader. Obviously, he's with the defense the majority of the time, but for the offense, he just knows how to lead us. And as a team overall, he knows what he needs to do as the head coach to make sure we're in the best situation possible, what kind of practices we needed last week in the bye week, what we needed this weekend, and then what we're going to do going forward.
So I guess, why did you guys stay committed to keep fighting against UT Martin, right? It's a road game, second one, you're probably going to lose, right? You're down 17 and a half. Y'all could have kicked it in and come to the bye week and restart it, but y'all kept fighting and almost won that game. Why did you guys stay committed?
Yeah, that's just who we are, honestly. We're never going to back down from a fight. We're never going to back down from any sort of competition. We put ourselves in that hole and needed to dig ourselves out of it. There's obviously more we could have done to win that game. But yeah, we're just fighters as a team.
For each of you guys, how do you turn this into a home field advantage? How do you make it tough for opponents to come in here and win?
Talk to me.
Both of us.
Well, I got to go first. Well, really, just come out with the energy that we haven't came out with before. Come on the field, show that it's our field, it's our home place, and that nobody else can come here and mess with it.
Yeah, I would say just start fast, come out with a lot of energy, and then put together 4 quarters of football. I mean, we've been on that field all year. I mean, we run on that field, we work out on that field, we practice on that field, we do everything there, and we just said we need to protect Plaster, start fast, and just take it to people.
And Jacob, how important is this Saturday just to put on a good show for these fans you might see for the first time?
Yeah, it's extremely important. We want to show our brand of football to everybody in Springfield, show everyone why they should come out and support us.
Oh, Raylan Sharp for you. I mean, that he's kind of exploded there, especially this past week. Just what's made him, we've been watching Ty Scott be the guy for the last few years, but Raylan's really starting to come out and be
Me and Raylan got here at the same time last offseason, and it was kind of something that you knew he was going to end up being a really good player here. I mean, Todric could tell you he's made plays all spring, all camp. He's super fast, gets open, catches the ball, and then he's also one of our best leaders. He's a guy that people look to not only to make plays but to provide leadership.
He's not really the tallest guy, but I mean, you got out of that sack on that first drive and just threw the ball up and said, Raylan, go get it. Is that kind of what you think sometimes?
I mean, yeah, you don't, I mean, he can jump, so you can throw it up to him, but you can also just throw it down the field and know he's going to run and go get it.
And how annoying is he to guard?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say about 15.
Okay.
Because it's just, you can't really get hands on him. So if you can't get hands on a guy, it's going to be really hard to get the ball out of his hands.
For either of you guys, if you're close with Connor Lair, just knowing what he's going through, I'm sure you guys have known longer than we have, just that fight he's going to go through and the love you guys have for him.
Yeah, Connor's a great teammate. He's a good friend of mine. What he's going through is obviously extremely hard, and as a team, if we can just have a little bit of the heart and fight that he's going to have and he's going to show, we're going to be really good this year.
Yeah, I agree. Connor, he started out here on defense. He was a linebacker, and that's when I really started getting to know him when I first came in here. He's a great guy. He's the biggest heart ever, and it's just a ball of joy for the whole team when he comes into a room. So it's going to be really good for us to go out there and protect and play every game just for him.
Hey, how's he show that heart? I've seen that a few times, whether it's on social media, you guys commenting, but what's that heart Connor has that he shows you guys?
Honestly, if you see Connor every day, you would have never known that he was going through anything. He smiles every day. He brings joy to other people every day. It's always a great time around him.